Halo 3 ODST Definitive Edition 2.6 is a mod created by Kaiser of Chaos for Halo the Master Chief Collection on PC. This mod focuses primarily on making the gameplay in Halo 3 ODST feel more fresh and exciting, while welcoming a new firearm to the game, the Silenced Battle Rifle. The Silenced Battle Rifle allows you to engage targets up to the range you would normally use a battle rifle for, although with its semi-automatic functionality, you have more control for each and every shot than you would with a burst-fired weapon. While the Silenced Battle Rifle is located in multiple locations in Mombasa streets, you'll find one at the start of Tayari Plaza when you play as Buck. What I like about the addition of the Silenced Battle Rifle is that it is not a weapon that takes over the entire game of Halo 3 ODST, and it doesn't overpower the player. You as the player will still want to use the other weapons that you are already familiar with. You do get to fight the Covenant elites in this mod, just like in Bunker Jeremy's mod that I showcased before. As for weapon swapping the Silenced Battle Rifle, you can with any Marine and ODST. Even Buck will gladly take it. The UNSC Marines in this mod have their health increased and they don't get stun locked so easily. The battle rifle has an increase in recoil, therefore each burst will give your screen a quick jerking motion to better emphasize that you are an ODST, not a Spartan. My favorite change that is in this mod is the consideration of the brute armor's durability. You may eliminate a brute and still see that it is covered in its armor, no matter if you used bullets or explosives. The armor will not just pop off once the shield has been compromised, like in retail. That has always been a cosmetic issue of mine from Halo 3 and Halo 3 ODST. No matter if it's a brute miner or a brute Captain Ultra covered in a whole bunch of armor from head to toe, the elaborate armor pieces will simply pop off, exposing the brute. This is a lackluster visual indicator to show the brute is vulnerable, and the brute will likely berserk and charge after you, although it's predictable and it's very easy to counter their charge attack and dispatch them with ease in any level of difficulty. In Halo Reach Retail, the brute's helmet can be shot off of the brute's head, allowing you to score a headshot. In this Halo 3 ODST mod, the helmet can be shot off the brute's head without the entire armor popping off like a cheap piñata, allowing you to get a quicker kill. The quicker time to kill rewards the player, since time to kill is such an important aspect to Halo's gameplay flow. That's why I find this mod to feel more engaging than the retail version. In this section of the campaign, you will fight elites who bring out a more sinister feel to the game than the large, aggressive, and cumbersome brutes, especially when the elites are camouflaged with their energy swords. In this case, I fought Elite Ultras, but you will find Spec Ops elites throughout the campaign, especially when you play as the Rookie in the nighttime New Mombasa. There are some adjustments to the weapons that we are familiar with. This mod includes the normal plasma rifle and adjustments to the Brute Spiker that you saw briefly. There are your typical semi-automatic Covenant carbines, but there is also a Covenant carbine variant that fires a 3-round burst, seen here. The recoil on this burst carbine is not as strong as the battle rifles, but you will still have to compensate a bit. Speaking of compensating, if you want to hit hard and fast to make a large explosion, then the Spanker rocket launcher is what you need. The increased speed of the rocket being fired makes the rocket launcher actually fun to use in Halo 3 ODST, as opposed from retail. I feel like in the retail version, the rocket gets bored in the middle of traveling to its target, but in this mod, the enemy doesn't seem like it's going to dodge it. This doesn't mean every element is now faster when it comes down to weapons. The Automag's rate of fire, for example, has been slowed down a bit, but the Automag is more accurate than retail. Let's see what else we've got here. The environments. The bloom effects in many of the levels have been reduced to give a cleaner look to the overall game, but in this level Uplift Reserve, the very subtle grain effect is still there, and I do like it, but I feel like the skybox looks more defined and shows an imposing storm above the Covenant imposters. Instead of brute choppers and a typical Wraith in this beginning section, you are faced with an anti-aircraft Wraith and ghosts. all occupied by elites. The anti-aircraft Wraith plasma shells are pretty quick and the tracking is quite wearisome. Be careful as the Ghosts and Phantom may distract you and draw you out from cover, only to be finished off by the Wraith. You and your squad were not the only ODSTs who dropped into Mombasa to fight the Covenant. What happened to the other ODSTs who were scattered throughout the concrete jungle? In this Halo 3 ODST mod, there are other ODSTs that fight with you and the UNSC Marines, one of which is already armed with the silenced battle rifle. With the increase in your allies' health and resilience, your health and stamina has been decreased. Someone stated in one of my ODST videos that they felt like a tank in Halo 3 ODST. Well, you won't feel like that any longer in this mod. You will have to pick and choose your cover carefully, especially in these zones where enemies can flank and overcome. You'll be happy to know that not every creepy Covenant eyeball is looking at you, however. The Great Schism is taking place and the elites are fighting all other Covenant forces in a section off in the near distance. Each outcome won't be the exact same on which enemies remain for you to fight. In regards to your health, don't worry, the beeping sound effect has been removed. In all honesty, that is the least of your worries. The link to download this mod is in the description below. Thank you very much for watching this video. You'll hear from me again.